Now I'm on the download page of the WordPress.org website, and we've got a couple different options if we want to get started with WordPress. And we have to decide what we want to do. We can download the two different files that are available here for the two different platforms, Windows or Linux, that will allow us to create our own website or run it on our own web server if we wanted to. Now you would want to download these two particular files typically if you're going to create your computer into a web server and then upload it onto your web server itself. There is another option that people use, and it's called hosting your website somewhere on the internet, where you buy basically a space on somebody's web server, a company's web server, and you can also get your domain name set up through them as well, and you can go ahead and have WordPress set up. Many of these website companies, and if I click on web hosting partners, many of these website companies have it already built in because WordPress is so popular. You can automatically just click and it will install WordPress for you without having for you to download anything and uploading it to some other site. There's a couple listed here. Bluehost always comes highly recommended. DreamHost is another place that's out there. And so there's a lot of different places you can use to host your website and pay a little bit. Expect to pay maybe $6, $7 a month for having a website hosted through a company like this. I'm going to go back to the download page here, and let's talk about our third option. Our third option is to get an account on WordPress.com. Now WordPress.com and WordPress.org are not the same thing. WordPress.com is going to be a blogging site or a website that's going to allow you to create your own blog or website that's all put into one package, and it will be using WordPress itself. It is going to be a little bit more limited though, however. You're not going to have all of the options, the advanced options of creating your own code and customizing your website to the level that you would if you were to choose this option here with the downloading the files and the web hosting partners. However, it's still a great option for somebody wanting to get started with WordPress, and you're going to have a website here that is going to be still very powerful and very easy to use. And if you use your free account, you can definitely get to know WordPress, the ins and outs of WordPress itself. So this is the option we're going to choose for my video series here on learning WordPress. And if I click on this here, getting started with WordPress.com, it's going to take us to the website for WordPress.com. And what I'm going to need to do is actually sign up for an account that's going to have WordPress set up for us. And so you can see here that they've gone ahead and put blog address, and it's going to end in .wordpress.com. So whatever I type here, let's just go ahead and type in lecture snippets, and you can see here it's checking to see if that name is available. Now I've already registered to lecturesnippets.wordpress.com, so it's not available. However, if I were to take away the S, lecture snippet, that one did come through as being available, so you can see it's got a check here. Now this is a free option for us. It's going to be whatever name you want, .wordpress.com, and that's okay. You have the option also, if I were to hit down here, I can definitely choose a .com or a .me or a .net or a .org option. You're only limited to these ones that are available here, and you can pay for the .com $17 a year. Now $17 a year is not that bad, considering it's not even $2 a month. It's less than $2 a month to have a .com. So if you're wanting to get started and you want your own .com, you can definitely do this. You should be able to upgrade too in the future. If you start with the WordPress.com, you can update it to the .com within WordPress.com's website. So with that said, you'd have to go through and fill out your username, password, email address, and so forth to get started. And you definitely look through the different options that you've got here, and you can see what's different between the free account versus the paid for account, which is going to cost you $99 a year to have that paid for account. Now when we go through the series, I'm not going to recommend getting the paid account because I'm going to be working through the free account itself. We're going to go through and show you everything that's there, and then you can decide if you want to go ahead and upgrade it to this, or if you're using your own host itself, then definitely these options are going to be available within your hosted site itself. So you have the option of choosing. If you want to get started and you know that you're building a website and you definitely want to have a website for a long time, my recommendation would be to go through one of those web hosts that we saw on WordPress.org's website and do it that way, just because you're going to have a better option in the future when it comes to the options that are installed within WordPress itself. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and log in the next video here on my WordPress.com account and show you how to get started with that.